All right, today we're going to build up your Python function toolkit. We're moving past the basics to really unlock how to write functions that are super powerful, flexible, and can handle pretty much anything you throw at them. Seriously, this is how you start writing cleaner, more professional code.
You've been there, right? You write a function, you call it, and boom. A type error just stops your whole program dead. And all because you forgot one single argument? It's a classic headache. But the good news is, Python has some amazing built-in ways to make our functions a whole lot smarter.
So think of this explainer as your personal workshop. We're going to stock your programmer's utility belt with 4 absolutely essential tools. By the time we're done here, you'll be building functions that can handle just about any situation you can think of.
Okay, our very first tool is what I like to call the safety net. In Python, these are officially known as default arguments, and they are your absolute first line of defense against those really simple, frustrating errors.
So what exactly is a default argument? Well, just think of it as a backup plan. It's a value you pre-program right into your function, and the function will automatically use it if you forget to provide your own when you call it. Simple, right? But it is incredibly effective.
And the reason this is so fundamental is just how practical it is. Default arguments make your functions way more forgiving, and they prevent those super common missing argument errors. You are going to find these in the vast majority of real-world Python code, and for good reason. It's just solid, robust programming.
Let's look at a classic example here. In this greet function, see how name is set to equal guest right there in the definition? That's our default. So when we call it with a name, like greet ishtiaq, it uses the name we gave it. But when we call greet with nothing inside the parentheses, it doesn't crash. Nope, it just falls back on its safety net and prints hello guest.
Now let's grab our second tool, and you'll see how these ideas really start to build on each other. This one is the organizer, or as Python calls them, keyword arguments. This is all about bringing clarity and just sanity to your code.
The idea is so simple, but so powerful. Instead of just passing values and having to remember the exact order they go in, you explicitly label each value with the parameter it belongs to. You're making a name equals value pair right inside the function call.
And here's the magic of this tool. The order of your arguments doesn't matter anymore. This is huge. It makes your code instantly more readable because the function call itself tells you what each value is for. This is exactly why you see it everywhere in big libraries for data science and web development.
Check out this user info function. The definition expects name first, then age. But look at how we called it. We've passed age equals 21 before name equals Ali. And it works perfectly. Because we've labeled them, Python knows exactly where each value goes, no matter the position. That is what I call clean, self-documenting code.
All right, time to bring out the heavy machinery. Our last 2 tools are the real power tools, Args and double Kwargs. You're going to use these when you have no idea ahead of time how many inputs your function might need to deal with. Let's start with Args. That single little asterisk is basically a signal to Python. It says, hey, I might get a whole bunch of arguments here, and I don't know how many. Just scoop them all up and pack them into a tuple for me. And a tuple, if you need a refresher, is just an ordered list that you can't change.
This add function is the perfect example. See how we define it with star numbers? That means we can call it with 2 numbers, or 4 numbers, or 100. In that first call, numbers becomes the tuple 5, 10. In the second one, it becomes 5, 10, 20, 30. The function just loops through whatever it gets and adds them up. That is true flexibility.
This little table breaks down the core difference perfectly. Just remember this. Args uses 1 star and grabs positional arguments, stuffing them into a tuple. In contrast, Kwargs, which we're about to see, uses 2 stars and grabs keyword arguments, putting them in a dictionary. 1 star, tuple. 2 stars, dictionary. Simple. And here is its counterpart, double asterisk, KWRGS. The double asterisk tells Python to collect any leftover keyword arguments, the ones with the name equals value format, and bundle them all up into a single dictionary.
So why is this one so important? Well, it's the key to ultimate flexibility. It lets your functions accept any number of optional settings or extra pieces of information. This technique is the absolute backbone of major Python frameworks and libraries. It's what makes them so powerful and adaptable.
Let's see it in action. We call the details function with name ishtiaq and course Python. Inside the function,
That double info parameter scoops those up and turns them into a dictionary that looks just like this. Name, ishtiaq, course, Python. Then the code can just loop through that dictionary and print out whatever details we decided to give it. So we have all 4 tools on our belt now. But what happens when we need to use them all together in the same function? This is where we need the master blueprint, the single golden rule of order that you can never, ever forget.
This order is not a suggestion, it's a rule that Python enforces. You must always define your function parameters in this exact sequence. First, your standard, required parameters. Second, any parameters that have default values. Third comes Args to catch all the extra positional arguments. And dead last, always, is double Kwargs. Get this order wrong and your code simply will not run.
And this summary function puts it all together perfectly. Just look at the order in the definition. Name is our standard parameter, age has a default value, then we have star grades, and finally, double star extra. Because it follows that golden rule, this one function can handle a really complex mix of inputs without breaking a sweat.
Okay, so let's trace exactly how Python handles that function call. Ishtiaq is assigned to the very first parameter name. The number 20 overrides the default for age. The next 3 numbers, 87, 90, and 95, they all get gathered up by star grades into a tuple. And finally, those 2 named arguments, city and course, are collected by double star extra into a dictionary. All 4 tools working together in perfect harmony.
And there you have it. You've now got the safety net of default arguments, the organizational clarity of keyword arguments, and the raw power of Args and Kwargs in and out. Your function-building toolkit is now complete.
So the only question left is, what are you going to build first? A calculator that can add any list of numbers you throw at it? A user profile function that can store any kind of extra detail imaginable? The possibilities are now wide open. It's time to start coding.